What's next for the new Mustang? Future performance variants. The 2024 Ford Mustang will still come with a 5.0-liter V8, but we expect Ford to continue honing the car with more powerful and track-focused variants in the coming years. The new 2024 Ford Mustang arrives with a more powerful Dark Horse edition with around 500 horsepower, but we expect even more performance models to arrive in the future. A Shelby GT500 has topped the range for the past 2 generations, so it seems like a good bet that the 7th generation will also receive a Shelby-branded flagship. The Bullitt will likely make a return, while the Boss 302 nameplate could be brought back for the first time since 2012. The 7th generation of the Ford Mustang has finally arrived, packing the familiar Coyote, and while Ford hasn't revealed horsepower figures just yet, we expect the 2024 Mustang to improve on the outgoing GT model's 450 ponies. Ford has also unveiled a special performance edition right off the bat, with the Dark Horse taking the 5.0-liter up to a projected 500 horsepower and linking the motor to a standard 6-speed Tremec manual gearbox. But the Dark Horse won't be the only high-performance Mustang for this 7th generation, and Ford has a rich history of special Mustangs to draw upon for its latest iteration. Ford has confirmed that 2022 will be the final model year for the Shelby GT500. Powered by the Predator supercharged 5.2-liter V8 with a monstrous 760 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque. But since the previous 2 generations have offered a Shelby-badged model from the factory, we believe the GT500 will make a return, likely pumping out even more power and even wilder looks than the current chiseled and bewinged GT500. The next Shelby-branded model could arrive closer to the end of the 7th generation's production run, possibly as an ode to the internal combustion engine before emissions regulations put it out to pasture. Along with the GT500, we predict a lesser performance model will slot in between the GT and the Shelby. The Mach 1, which produced an extra 20 horsepower out of the GT's V8 for a 470 horsepower, will continue for 2023 as a final vestige of the 6th generation. We don't expect the Mach 1 trim to return anytime soon on the new version, since it had been on a 17-year hiatus before being relaunched in 2021. Instead, the Dark Horse seems to be taking over the mid-range performance Mustang's spot. I would also bet a return for the Bullitt, which has appeared on the last 3 generations of Mustangs, dating back to 2001. The 6th generation Bullitt turned the Coyote engine up to 480 horsepower and matched that with understated looks, and a 7th generation Bullitt would probably ring in around 500 horsepower. So is the Boss coming back? The Boss 302 nameplate could be revived. It reappeared in 2012 on the 5th generation model, producing 32 more horsepower than the GT of the time and featuring a 6-speed manual and a revised suspension, but also a stripped-back interior. It's due for a comeback and could act as a more basic, track-focused model underneath the Dark Horse. The Dark Horse nameplate might also spread to the electric Mustang Mach-E crossover, as a step between the 346 horsepower models and the 480 horsepower GT. Time will tell which of our predictions will come true, but at the moment we are simply happy that the V8 American icon is living on for another generation. Do you hope that they will bring back the Boss 302 or Bullitt? Let us know in the comments below, we'd love to hear your thoughts.